Go ahead and get these knocked out here.
Let's do it. Let me just get the Discord and the YouTube app open.
Alrighty. Abu, 10-man, traded away CMC and Jennings for Devonta and Madison. 06, kind of given up, but will start my lineup because who knows. I mean, this is like the theoretical last week. You can really have a chance at making playoffs, I want to say. I mean, Cup, you're not starting. I'm surprised you're not starting T in there right now. No DJ Moore. Yeah, I mean, I would consider selling high on Devonta personally. I think there's going to be more hype than production, realistically.
I like that.
I just don't really know. Like, the team realistically is a lot better than I think you kind of give it credit for here. Just the problem is the running backs. Yeah, I mean, if you're 0-6, you are kind of cooked, especially in a 10-man with a squad like this. I don't really know what to tell you. Like, in theory, you just try to build up your running backs, but like it's a game of variance, and like you just need to build up your running backs. Is really all I'd be trying to do here, if anything. But yeah, that's about it. Jaden Daniels, Montgomery, Kyron, Terry, Garrett Wilson, Kincaid, Metcalf. 6-man league and you're 1-5. How? This is another really strong team. Like, yeah.
I mean, 6-man league, it might just every team might just be insane.
That's kind of the thing. It's just like who is the one that gets luckiest with injuries in those type of leagues.
He hasn't even had that many.
He really doesn't. Like, yeah, this is.
But when they're all healthy, you have Nico, Cup, CD, and Garrett Wilson.
Like, yeah, I don't think it gets better than that.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's a sick team, man. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, this is a 6 squad. You're in a 6-man league. Like, I don't know what I can do for you here. Let's see from Brody. Kyler Murray, Bijan, Jonathan Taylor, Deontay Johnson, Christian Kirk, Trey McBride, Amari Cooper, Khalil Shakir. Rice isn't necessary anymore. Achon, he'll be back this week. I mean,
Tyrone Tracy.
It's a fun squad. You're a little banged up at your flex realistically / receiver. Tracy might have a real role going forward. So that'll be fun for him.
Losing Rice and Nico is pretty brutal, but
yeah. The flexes technically need work. If Jameis Winston comes in there, he raises Cooper's value. I try to get out of Kirk if I could, but that's probably not happening. I don't mind selling out of one of your quarterbacks here to try to build up your flex. Like, you have Jordan Love and Kyler. Both of those have pretty strong floors each week. So I don't mind either of those options. Both strong plays. Achon will be back, which will be good. Realistically, you just kind of need to build up one flex. But I would be trying to get off of Kirk and Cooper specifically. The problem is Cooper, you're going to get literally nothing for him. Shakir, I was surprised he played this week. But that wasn't really playing. That was barely on the field. So, I don't know. I like the squad. I would just consider tearing down to build up the flex. I guess is the main point there. On to the next one. What can you do to improve your running backs? Jonathan Taylor, Devonta. You have AJ Brown, Mike, Bride, McLaurin. I mean, you could sell out of Joe Burrow in theory. Yeah, not really much you can really do because there's not a lot of super value. I don't encourage selling out of McBride because I just think the consistency he'll bring it for you at the tight end position is just too valuable. Yeah, I'd just be hunting for like Audric Estime. Like, nobody has him right now. So I would drop Geno and I'd hold him because if Javonte becomes irrelevant, then Estime likely becomes relevant. But that's really about it. not much to be said for this squad either. Another strong squad. I don't mind JT personally when he's healthy. And then, yeah, you just got to build up those running backs. If anything, you can always tear down from receivers, but I like the receiving options you have. And then George Pickens doesn't have the hype anymore, unfortunately. But technically, you could sell down from Burrow or McBride if you really needed to, but I don't know if I'd encourage that. All right. Should you drop Shakir and keep Juju because you're out of bench space once Richardson is healthy? Any advice on running backs? Is Richardson even worth keeping because you have Flacco, T-Law, Herbert, Caleb Williams, or waiver? Well, you don't need that many quarterbacks. Or you're just saying those guys are all the ones who are available on waivers, I guess.
I would rather have Shakir on your roster than like probably even Jalen Tolbert.
Yeah, like Jalen, unless if something happens to CD, he's not going to be super relevant for fantasy, unfortunately. Juju, I see the upside. I'd probably just, if anything, you should just, get the squad's fine how it is. I wouldn't really change anything about it, honestly. Like you have Fields and Richardson, both mobile quarterbacks, good upside. I like it. Not much to really be said here. But yeah.
And you could also potentially just drop Fields.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to play again after Russ takes the job this weekend, so.
Yeah, Fields and Richardson are both fine, though. I just like having a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
Not much to be said about this squad, though. Moving on to the next one. Ooh. Just nobody on the bench. True. Richardson, H.M., Bryan, A.J. Brown, Deontay Johnson, Kincaid, Leggett, Juju. Yeah, I mean, biggest tip here would be getting some players on your bench. Don't know where your bench players are and why it's only consisting of Mostert and Nick Chubb, but I'm sure there's reasoning for it. Reasoning, I don't know, but reasoning, I'm sure. But yeah, that would be my biggest advice to you. Make sure you have your whole entire team filled out here.
Yeah, I'd say the same.
12-team redraft, happy PR, 5-1, no tight end, 2 flex, right on. No tight end, 2 flex. I mean, McBride's like one of the few exceptions, I guess. I mean, if there's no tight end, like I would honestly be trying to like move off of like Ferguson and McBride just because their ceilings feel like very capped. I guess McBride's a bit different because like Marv will probably not play this week. But outside of that, like I don't know, I'd be trying to build up the theoretical wide receiver 2/flex spot. That seems to be the only real things that you can be doing there. Amari Cooper traded to the Bills.
Yo,
What?
what? No shot.
That's
Well, Khalil Shakir's cooked then.
Yeah, damn, bro.
Uncooked.
Oh, that sucks.
Wait, what? Does that mean Amari Thrash season has arrived?
That's also true.
I would cry laughing.
Now,
Browns are
Jared,
trading over to the Bills. Oh my God, it could mean I need to know what was given up. What was given up here?
Jerry
I'm
Jeudy
loving
season.
this. Nah, fuck Jerry Judy. Get Amari Thrash out there. Well,
Wait,
like-
who do you want to get traded?
Amari Cooper got traded.
No, but
which
who do you
means that-
want to be traded in return?
No, I just want Jamari Thrash to like now be live. He's been inactive for like 6 straight weeks.
Nah, I mean, I don't think that's. He still has Deshaun Watson throwing to him, and he's like probably the third.
I mean, we could be getting Jameis Winston. Like, or that just means that we're getting like Deshaun Watson no matter what for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
That is insane. Like,
That's
I'm
actually
actually.
crazy.
Should you just take Bills to win the Super Bowl then, I guess? Like, shit.
that seems a little
I mean,
premature, but
they have a top-tier tight end. They have a really good defense. And the offense seems competent. Like, I feel like that's the simple form of an offense to look for.
Dude, Amari Cooper drafters are
yeah, I
hyped
just
right
I
now.
don't know how like Amari Cooper will probably have a good season, but I don't think this is like some
All right,
elite.
wait, Actually, I have a different question.
Team
So,
altering move.
say the Chargers were 5-0, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean Justin Herbert is the MVP then?
Wait, what?
Like, I'm kind of like, I'm
No,
sure.
I mean it depends on
get
the
it from
like how he
Mahomes,
actually
but it's
plays.
like Mahomes is gotten 6 for 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 5-0. I get
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Competition you can point out, but like Justin Herbert, 6-1, 3-2. Like I get it, but it's like, and obviously there's a lot of quarterbacks who have probably thrown for quite a few more touchdowns that can make better arguments. But it does make me wonder. It's like, why the hell is Mahomes outside of like the record really MVP?
What are you asking why if Justin Herbert should be the MVP?
I'm making the comparison between the two because it's like if you just take the record out of this, like Mahomes really has been playing like ass this year.
Well, it's like what
I
I'll
don't
say
disagree.
is,
I mean, the MVP
like,
right now,
Mahomes
this
is
season
not
ended.
the most valuable player. Like
Right now, the
objectively.
MVP, if it ended, it goes to Mahomes based off of betting markets.
I think it would be Darnold probably.
Like that's the
I
part.
mean,
that I'm
Mahomes just hasn't.
confused.
I think a lot of the betting markets things though are like assuming that his play is going to pick up as the season goes. Like that doesn't necessarily mean that if it ended right now, they think he would win. It's just like
I don't know. Give me
a
Justin
return to
Herbert.
the mean.
Give me
is
Justin
likely
Herbert
for
100-1
Mahomes,
right
yeah.
now. Let's call it into existence. Justin Herbert 100-1. All we need is that
He's
pass
had a
volume to pick up.
bad season. I mean, he just hasn't been asked to do anything.
I mean,
Yeah.
6 touchdowns, 1 interception compared to Mahomes, 6
Sure,
touchdowns, 6
but like
interceptions.
he doesn't have to do anything. They throw the ball like 15 times a game, and
My main point is that like there's no world where Mahomes should be the MVP this year,
Yeah.
or at least
Sure.
the leading like odds.
Sure.
Fair. Like that makes no sense to me whatsoever.
I mean, I think Goff would have a better chance of winning right now.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Stroud,
I just don't get why he is the leading favorite. Like that makes 0 sense to me at all.
well, I mean, it's because their team's undefeated and they think that he'll play better. Is basically the only logic.
That's just such poor logic for
Like
him.
if they finish the season 16-1 or something, and his level of play picks up, he will win the MVP.
Yeah, like more opportunity for MVP level play considering they're undefeated and like obviously.
Yeah,
going into
it's
the
not necessarily
postseason,
saying that
even-
he's played the best of anyone so far.
I feel like you have to put like Josh Allen at the lead of that almost.
I
So
would,
I'm
I could
looking
see
for
that.
those. I would.
Yeah, I mean, I think as of now, like Lamar's probably been better than both of them,
True.
That's fair.
but he won last year, so there might be a little bit of fatigue.
Only reason
CJ
I
Stroud
say
been
Josh
great.
Allen is because he hasn't thrown a pick yet.
CJ
Which is
Stroud, Jared
surprising.
Goff.
But anyways, back to the teams here. Where was I? Here we are. Yeah, this is a fine squad. Just like build up the flex, like we were talking about. Moving on to the next one. I really want to know what was given up in that specific deal, though, because I would love to see.
It's like a third and a pick swap. It's like a third for a fifth, basically, or something like that.
So no other players were included.
No,
Good. Come on, Jamari Thresh season, come alive now. I would be the happiest man alive. But yeah, all right. We got Hurts, Brees, Bijan. Yeah, welcome to Krispy Kreme. You're 2-4 in a 6-man. Like, I'm sorry, but like, part of me does wonder. It's like, how are you losing in a 6-man?
For me, I feel like it has to like start sits have to come so much more into play, like who you play each week, because everyone is probably viable for a higher fantasy score.
I guess it's just like, I don't know. Like, it seems so hard to lose in like a 6-man almost to me. Like, a tight end, I get it's like, okay, whoever I trade McBride, I guess, like, got the best random guess realistically. But I don't know. This just seems I don't know. I just have a hard time comprehending 6-mans, I guess. So I'm sure that wasn't helpful, but yeah, I don't know what elite receiver you can trade for when your receiving options consist of Drake London and Deebo Samuel.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Like those are all elite receiving options.
Well, that's what I feel bad. It's like I want to like help, but at the same time, it's like I can't really help there. Yeah. Kyler, Josh Jacobs, Jordan Mason, T. Higgins, Wandale, George Kittle, Brees Hall, Bigsby, Brooks, Hill, QJ, Caleb, Cowboys, Vikings. Always find it interesting with people who have a bunch of different defenses. Wouldn't encourage that personally. You want to trade Mason and someone for a different running back? I mean, yeah, I would try to go get H on right now. Like I'd go get H on for the cheap. I think it's really worth buying a lot of these Miami pieces because if the theory is like correct and the like Dolphins are healthy when they come back, then like you're getting a ridiculous discount. I actually fielded this offer in the whatchamacallit league today. I'm curious to see if it'll get accepted or anything like that. Doubt it, but you never know. I decided in the Superflex league that we're part of, Jackson, because we're 1-5, which is beautiful right now. We lost by 9 points. Whatchamacallit?
Disgusting.
We lost by 9 points last week.
Disgusting.
It happened 2 weeks now that we've lost by less than 10 points. It's painful. Mainly because we don't have any running backs. That's literally the only reason. So I decided to offer up Jaden Daniels and Tank Dell.
Wait, did it get accepted?
No, I've offered this up. I've offered. I'll share the trades I've offered here. So I said Tank Dell for Garrett Wilson because people will be selling Garrett Wilson right now, I imagine.
Love it.
Tank Dell for Puka Nacua.
Love it.
So you can get Puka coming back. Not as much of a fan of that one, honestly. And then Jaden Daniels and Tank Dell, but for Breece Hall and Malik Neighbors. I think that's an interesting one.
That's money, yeah.
Like,
no, I think all three are wins.
But it's just like Malik. I don't know. I'm just like, I think there is a way that we can make this team to the playoffs. I just need to get to McCaffrey. Like I can figure out the quarterbacks week to week. It's just like I just need to get my running backs healthy. Like this has been bullshit. But would I trade Marvin for Cooper after the nudes? No, I prefer to keep Marvin. I think Cooper's cool, but I would much prefer to keep Marvin. London for Tyreek, do this. I mean, the thing with London is like the kind of funny thing from the coach quote today was he was just like, well, look at the offense that we basically replicated. It is Los Angeles Rams. What do they have that Drake London is doing? He's playing the Cooper Cup role. So I'm not sure I would be wanting to trade away from that. It is funny, however, the NFL is a copycat league. Also, another funny thing is Jerry Jones popping off on the interviewers. That was crazy.
The guy asked like a good question.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like the guy asked like a good question. And he's like, "Is it your job?" And the guy's like trying his best to be like, "Well, actually, yes, Jerry. This is why you pay me to do this." But apparently, that was a terrible idea. But Wandale, PBR scammer, fun. Are we expecting Malik Neighbors back this week?
Let's see. So latest practice update. Okay.
Let's see here. I wouldn't be trading Metcalf for Cooper. Like the thing that we do have to remember about this same offense is that like it is still very spread out. But what that should tell you is that I was very right about Keon Coleman being ass cheeks. So W there. Should you drop Shakir or Pop Douglas? I wouldn't be dropping Shakir just yet. I feel like that's we'll see.
Looks like Neighbors is, I mean, it's looking positive for week 7.
Yeah, if he's practicing, then he's probably going.
Unless they like punish him or something.
Yeah, I feel like last
he did go to like a Travis Scott concert while he was in concussion protocol.
I saw that.
I think that's why he was in the fit like that on Sunday as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like this team a lot, honestly. You just need to build up the receivers, which is easier said than done. Nico will be back for you. Like the thing is with Nico, I don't know. I just remember this a lot from high school. A lot of kids that I played with would get hamstring injuries, and I remember the timelines would always be like 2 weeks longer than they would say they were. And I remember like when I first started studying like fantasy, like this was something that like I theoretically had an edge on. I was just like, oh, hamstring injury. Like this kid's going to be at least out for like 4 weeks. And that turned out to be the true timeline. So it does make me wonder. It's like, it's a 4 to 6 week injury. Like if you sold Nico Collins now, would that honestly kind of be worth it? Like, because people will still value him high because they don't fully like comprehend like how long an IR designation is. But like now is kind of the stretch you need to get to the fantasy playoffs. Like if you're in the middle of the pack as well, like, I don't know. I would consider selling Nico here. Honestly, I think he's worth selling a little bit lower than market just because you can build up this team a bit more. I don't know. Just 2 cents there. Maybe that's the wrong move. I do like that you have Tyreek. That should be supplemental.
Tyreek, Nico, and Rice is pretty insane.
Yeah. It's like you don't want to break up this team either, but I don't know the record. All right, moving on to the next squad. Richardson, Dobbins, Bijan, Chase, Wilson, Laporta, Achan, Braylon, Rico Dowdle, Justin Fields, Jerome Ford. 10-man dropping Ford for Demario Douglas. I think that's fine. Hunting upside there. We always encourage that. Yeah, Fields, like Grant was saying, he could generally just be Jover, but we'll give that a few more days before, once it's actually been confirmed. Yeah, I'd be trying to build up your flex, if anything, here. But you have Bucky Irving, who's an ascending asset. Maybe combine him with J.K. Dobbins to really try to build up that flex spot further, just because Sean Tucker did just have like one of the craziest nuke days I've ever seen. I was checking out DFS as well. So the Millie Maker lineup this week had the lowest owned piece ever in a Millie Maker at 0.04%, Sean Tucker, which was crazy.
Wow.
So that was wild to see. But yeah, fun weekend in that vein. But yeah, that's really about it with the squad. I like it a lot. Not many pieces I would take. Bijan popped off like we expected. Garrett Wilson had his good game yesterday. I really think that like people are going to overreact to it. You guys still taking teams to review? Jackson is still taking DMs right now, and I'm slowly going through these as we kind of get news throughout this. And I'm going to be a little kid about my favorite, one of my weird receiving prospects that I really like. Giant win for Amari after Brave rediscovers the pass forward. That does determine. Shakir useless. Dalton Kincaid is useless. Agreed. It does make me very curious. Like, what does that do for the rest of the squad? I honestly just want to fly to Cleveland and ask this same my question. Like, listen, bastards. I've been asking this for a long time this offseason. Answer it. All right, so the wide receiver room right now is Judy, Elijah Moore, Cedric Tillman, and Jamari Thrash. All right, that's fun. We have life. We have life. The deep sleepers. We strike once again. Let's see here. Justin Fields, Brian Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, A.J. Brown, Jaden Reed, Dalton Kincaid, Kareem Hunt, Brian Thomas, Chris Boswell. Coop's value, it's up, but it all depends if Joe Brady can realize what a forward pass is. 8th place, 2 and 4-1 if you're just unlucky at this point. That's painful. Yeah, I mean, you're a little unlucky here. I definitely think that's part of it. Like, I like the squad. I think Ladd McConkey's going to get a lot better. Like, the thing that I really like about Ladd right now is kind of a buy low is we already saw this past weekend, 34 pass attempts for Justin Herbert. If what's his name? Jim Harbaugh is saying true, and we are fully removed from the plantar fasciitis, then we will probably be seeing a lot more passing from Justin Herbert, which could unlock some really, really, really fun outcomes for this offense. So really like Ladd McConkey. Think he's a good guy to be taking some swings on, especially going in the future here. I think you just got some bad variance with this squad. I like it a lot. I'd be trying to move off of Dalton Kincaid. I do think that this Mark Cooper trade does hurt them a bit. But yeah, that's kind of my overall 2 cents here on this one. But as you can tell, I'm taking long shots on Justin Herbert. Give me the chance in the future. I think that this is wide open. I really do. I think it's wide open. Let's see here.
Do not take Justin Herbert to win the MVP.
Take it. Take the chance. Kyler Murray, Achon, Gibbs, Adams, Neighbors, Laporta, Algier. Colts defense, I think it's fine. Yeah, I mean, strong squad. Algier's not ideal, but you have CeeDee Lamb sitting on your bench. But yeah, this is a really stacked squad, man. Not really much to be said here. That's about it. I think we might have one more team here, it looks like. Drake May or Murray, probably leaning towards Kyler Murray. You're 3-3, Bailey Brook.
There you go.
Anthony Richardson, Tyreek Hill, Booper Bupp, Kenneth Walker, Achon, Ingram, Godwin, Brian Robinson, Braylon Allen, Bucky Irving. Yeah, another strong squad here, just kind of hit with the injury bug that got a bit unlucky, it looks like. Your team will be coming back for the most part. You can't really sell out of anything either. I just be kind of encouraged to get your squad back here. Not much to be said. Just excited to get your pieces back. That's really about it. Yeah. All right. That said, appreciate all the likes and follows here and subscriptions on YouTube. But until next time, appreciate y'all. Talk to you later. And yeah, have a great day. Peace now.